Welcome to Gladys Wanga and TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. Being on a Sunday, we expect a lot. That's why you even at the background you can hear songs, hymns, church singing, members of the congregation singing. Because in estates, people, majority of Kenyans who are Christians attend church services. And Ruto is no exceptional. So today, William Samuel Ruto is in Homa Church, AIC Church, the county of Gladys Wanga and the town constituency of Peter, kaluma. It is very, very interesting. And Gladys Wanga did not attend, did not welcome the president. In fact, she just gave a press statement welcoming the president, but she will not be there physically because she's in Mombasa for official duties as far as she's concerned. I think she's there with the MCA for induction courses. And the other thing is that Peter kaluma and also the governor himself we are not involved. They were not informed. Hawakuambiwa ya kwamba anakuja. So I want us to look at the political implication of this trip, being the first trip by William Samuel Ruto as president in Luo Nyanza. And if you ask me, there are a number of reasons, there are a number of political goals that Ruto hoped to score by this trip. And the first mission, because as you have always said that usually in politics, things are executed with military precision. And where they fail, it is not intentional. They only go wrong because they had to go wrong. But the political mission here, I want to look at the goals that Ruto hope to achieve or to score in Luo Nyanza. The first goal, the first mission in this trip, in this tour, he aims to embarrass the Luo leaders. You know, by failing to invite or to inform Gladys Wanga, by failing to invite or inform any leader in Luo Nyanza, especially those who are in ODM or Azimio in general, especially elected leaders. You know, this is not good. When you go to a county, when you go to a constituency, it is important to just be cautious because courtesy is important. Just inform the leaders, even if they will not be there. They are important because they are elected by the people and they represent the people. So the first mission is to embarrass these people. And I want to tell people who have been saying that Gladys Wanga has not done the right thing by not joining Ruto in the church. Because Gladys Wanga is not Ruto's flag girl. She's a governor elected by the people. And county governments are independent. They're independent. They don't have to rely, they don't get instructions from the national government. So as the CEO of the county, Ruto is on the wrong for not informing her. The other thing is that kaluma is not an altar boy. He also needs to be informed. He represents thousands and thousands of people who vote for him. So wale ambao wanasema kwamba wamefanya vibaya, viongozi wa Luo Nyanza wamefanya vibaya, hawajafanya vibaya, then this tour is meant to embarrass the Luo leaders. The second mission of this tour is to test the mood of the Blue Nation. You know, the Blue Nation is huge. And it is occupying, I think, the former provinces. I think it is occupying 6 of them. Majority of elected leaders there are Azimio candidates. Azimio leaders, MPs, governors, name them. Kwa hivyo ni wengi sana ambao wamechaguliwa pale. Kwa hivyo hii safari hii ni kwenda kupima how the depth of the feelings, how are the people feeling there. Are they bitter? The depth of the waters is very, very important before you cross the river. Kwa hivyo hii safari inanuia kuangalia kuona vile watu wanachukulia hii hali. And you see it is coming immediately after the alleged rigging of the elections. Kwa hivyo ni safari ambayo inanuia kuangalia vile ambavyo watu watasema, are they going to welcome him, what are they going to say, what is the mood, and so on and so forth. The other mission is to dilute Raila Odinga's influence in Luo Nyanza. You know, Raila is the king of the Blue Nation. Although he never reigned in the country, But we can't forget that he doesn't need to be the president for him to be felt. But the man is influential. If there's someone who is so influential in this country, I think Raila Amolo Odinga is the most influential politician in the country today, and maybe followed by William Samoei Ruto. But by going there, he wants to dilute his influence so that he's not felt. His impact is not felt, so that people can feel, the Blue Nation can feel that there's a president. Because you agree with me, as I said in my other video, most of the Blue Nations don't believe that Ruto is the president. They still believe that their royalty should be to Raila Amolo Odinga. They see him as the president. So that is why this mission is very, very important to William Samoei Ruto. The other reason is that Ruto is in a mission to penetrate the Blue Nation because of 2027 elections, because he wants them maybe to be partners. Kwa sababu ukiangalia utaona kwamba Ruto is working very hard to form a party, a very strong party in 2027, a monolithic party. And that is why if the Blue Nation will be joining William Samoei Ruto, which I doubt, this country is finished completely. Kwa sababu we will not have opposition politics. We shall go back to one-party politics. We shall go back to Moi's era, which will be disastrous for this nation. Kwa hivyo ni safari ambayo inanuia kuhakikisha kwamba 2027 the Blue Nation is with William Samoei Ruto. The other thing is that William Samoei Ruto is taking advantage of the squabbles that are taking place in Azimio and in ODM to be specific. Kwa sababu utaona kuna John Badi want to, I think, to be the majority leader. There is also Babu Owino. There is Junet Mohammed. This a lot of misunderstanding in law, especially when it comes to parliamentary leadership. All of them want to be leaders. He's taking advantage of this. And as a shrewd politician, he knows that the best time to strike the opponent is when the enemy, the opponent, is not stable, is fighting, when he's at his lowest. That is why what he's doing. Kwa sababu wakati kama huu, unajua vizuri ni kwamba the Blue Nation in parliament is saying, and which is true, that should have the majority because they are majority party, and the majority leader should come from Azimio. So anataka wakati labda akienda pale in case of problems in parliament, watu kutoka the Blue Nation are going to support him, and more so in 2027. The other reason is that Ruto could be trying to reach out to Raila Amolo Odinga indirectly. By reaching directly to the people, Ruto believes that he should reach people directly. Because hata baba mwenyewe hivyo ndivyo naamini. So Ruto is trying to use the same tactics used by Raila Amolo Odinga, reaching to the people directly. And once he reaches the people directly, he, in a way, is going to reach Raila Amolo Odinga. Because Raila Amolo Odinga, we cannot deny the fact that he is the leader of the Blue Nation, as I've said. So by going there, he is trying to reach, maybe through other leaders, through the church, because it's very easy for one to reach the person, your opponent, through the church, because the church always appear to be neutral. The other reason why this man is going there is that he wants to cool the bitterness. The Blue Nation is very bitter. The Blue Nation is very disappointed by the Supreme Court ruling. Is very disappointed by IBC and Wafula Chebukati, because we had a backward elections. We had an election where Raila Amolo Odinga's victory was stolen in a broad daylight. We had the Supreme Court castigating Raila Amolo Odinga and treating a civil case like a criminal case. And you would think that they were dealing with terrorists, which was very, very bad. You would think the lawyers were terrorists who had taken the case there. I think even the terrorists are not dealt in such a manner. He's trying to cool the temper. He's trying to cool these people because the Blue Nation, I've said, is very, very bitter. So his presence there, njia moja ya kumaliza adui ni kula pamoja naye, kumegea kitu kile ambacho mnakula pamoja. And Ruto knows very well this is one way of neutralizing your enemy. The other thing is that he wants to woo the youth and some leaders, especially Kidero. Kidero is likely to accompany William Samoei Ruto. The youth, there's some youth, the youth usually are after money. their essay to war, and if they welcome him, wakimkaribisha, what we are likely to learn, the outcome, the scenario will be that Raila is an isolated person. Raila is not with the youth, is not with the common man. It's a way of trying to isolate Raila himself. The other thing is that Ruto could still be politicking in church. You know, if there's an organization that is usually used by Ruto, it is the church. The church has always been used by William Samoei Ruto to achieve his goals. And you see, he penetrated the mountain through the church. He could be repeating the same thing in Ruo Nyanza. He wants to penetrate the church so that he can woo the people. Because normally, just like the European who came with the Bible, and then the sword, the gun much later. This is what we expect in Ruo Nyanza. He is a very shrewd person. If it worked for the Gema nation, it can also work for the Luo nation. I think these are pure politics that you are seeing in church. The other thing is that he wants to influence Raila's succession. And if ODM is not careful, if the Blue Nation is not careful, Raila Amolo Odinga will be penetrated by William Samoei Ruto. The Blue Nation will be penetrated, and the leader who is likely to emerge is likely to be friendly to William Samoei Ruto. And this will be very dangerous. This is not bad to cooperate in some issues, to discuss some issues, especially of national importance. Like now, if they meet and agree that IBC should be abolished, IBC, we need to have a neutral body because IBC is like an agent of Kenya Kwanza, and Wafula Chebukati is like an agent of still Ruto, and the Supreme Court is like a department of the executive. If they are meeting to come up with a way of change, maybe amend the constitution, do the Supreme Court and maybe IBC, it is good for this nation. But if they are meeting to scheme how to influence Raila's succession, then it will be bad day for this country. So there are many reasons why I think they are not exhaustive, why he's going there at this time on a Sunday when everybody's calm, because it is intentional. It is expected that he's going to reap big. So that is my take. And this is Gashi's Kaiman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. Kindly take a minute and subscribe to our channel, comment, like this video, and you can even share, and our number is always there. And you can even share those videos of William Samoei Ruto in church. See what we can do with them. And may you have a blessed Sunday. Bye-bye.